How's it going, guys? It is 4th of February and I think today the first cow is due to calve, which means we already have 10% of the herd already calved. Things are really starting to kick off there now. Fairly ready for it. A couple of sheds that still need to be organised, but not too much work left there. It has started. There were 7 cows calved last night during the night, and there's been another 3 so far today. So there's a bunch of cows down in the calving shed. I have all the cows moved out because we just moved into the machinery shed for calving this morning. So I'm gonna pick up all those calves that are there. I think is supposed to be 90s. 14 is supposed to be 90s, but Holly said very jersey one. This is 14 here. That's Angus anyway. Yeah. So this here is the heifer shed. So we only drop off the heifers that were going to be our replacements, because they're going to be here for longer. So these 2 are Angus. So they'll be sold younger, probably 2 or 3 weeks old. So we'll put them up here in these pens here so that they're ready to go. This is disinfecting for their navel. We spray them with the disinfectant when they're born, and then we do them again when they come up in the trailer. So they're picked up twice a day in the trailer. So we pick them up in the morning, so they're all the calves that were born during the night. And we'll pick up whatever calves are born today. We'll pick them up this evening. Now that we have finished moving the calves, I'm going to clean out the straw here, throw it in the dung pile, and we'll wash out this trailer so it's clean for the next calves. We do this every time we move the calves, because if you don't, the calves you're picking up in March have had every calf go through. So you can see the floor of the trailer's wet. I was running in for a few minutes and they all peed and shit. So you don't want that staying there, growing bacteria for younger calves later today, tomorrow, and next week to be going in that trailer with. Then I just get a bucket of hot water, a little bit of vet scrub or heavy scrub or something like that into it. I usually just get this bucket and splash it into the trailer then, and then just leave it to dry. And that's that. So it's the afternoon there now, and it's nearly 4 o'clock. I'm going to bring in the cows that have been out grazing today. At the moment I'm grazing everybody together, so we have the Colostrums, which are the cows that have calved in the last 4 or 5 days. Their milk is being held, so all that milk is being fed to calves. And then there's the cows who are calved or gone out of their withdrawal. They're the milkers, and their milk is going into the tank to be sold. At the moment, because there's only like 45 of them, they're all grazing together during the day, but the colostrums will be coming in for the night so that they can eat silage and stuff to help transition their diet. The milkers, I'll be bringing them, they'll be coming in with them. I'll have to separate them out because they're going to be going back out. I'll probably let them graze or eat a bit of silage before they go back out, just have a little bit again for the transition, not just to completely take the silage out of the diet straight away, because the bugs need to change as they switch onto grass inside in their rumen. But they're out there now, and we'll bring them in. I'll run them through the draft system, divide them up. So the first thing I'm do is go and get the parlour ready. So I'm not milking them this evening, they're only on once a day. The colostrum mob will be on once a day for the entire spring. The milking mob will go on twice a day after a couple of weeks. Mainly just the first few weeks they're very busy, so it's easier just to keep them on once a day. And from what research has been done, it doesn't affect their overall yield for the year any significant amount. So it used to start up all of a shot, and then something happened with that compass and it broke, and now it like has a slow start. I don't know if that's supposed to be the way or what, but still works anyway. Right, I have them all in, just up the top of the collecting yard. We have the gate, the backing gate just sitting up at the top because just to create a smaller pen while there's only a few cows, and as numbers get bigger we'll kind of pull it back down, and only when we have a good few cows calved that we actually start. And I'm going to bring over the few cows that calved today. It was only 3 during the day. I'll just put them in the back so that when I'm finished drafting these cows we can milk them. So this is them here in the calving shed. I already have them picked out. The rest of the cows are calving in the machine shed the other side of that wall. So I'll pick this up. This is the cleanings. The cows drop after they've calved. Important to pick them up and show them somewhere out of the way, because a couple of years ago my dad slipped on one of these and messed up his shoulder, and he wasn't able to work for a while. He had to have an operation on his shoulder. Go on, hip, hip. Hip, hip, Calvin. Go on, hip. Go on, hip. Good girls. Open this up for the colostrum cow. That's their cubicles inside there. 30 cubicles in this shed, or 32 actually, which I found out when we put mats in this year. For some reason, of course, there's 32. There's 4 spans of 4, but I don't know why. Some reason in our head it was always 30. Not sure where that came from. So I'll let the colostrums back over here, and there's a gate that divides this pen. I'll let the milkers in on the other. Okay, hopefully we got them all. Just have a quick count. Should have them all. 14. There should be 16. Ooh. These all have tapes. Yes, these do all have tapes. Yeah, I must have made a mistake somewhere. I figured out my mistake. It happens to be these two. We forgot to take the tape off them this evening, or this morning. I'll hunt them out and we'll take the tapes off them now. probably maybe put them in the crusher. I can wait till tomorrow. I'll know they'll be there. There's always a slip up somewhere. At least I had the list on my phone and I knew the groups and how many should be in each. It's good I copped that, otherwise they would have went another 4 days in that group. Especially at a time where we have loads of milk. We don't need it for the calves right now, and the more milk that goes in the tank for sale the better. So before, what we normally been doing for the last few years is they only got the silage by night with the Colostrum mob, and then once they're in the milk mob out full time, they weren't getting silage anymore. But the vets advised maybe just have a bit of silage in front of them that they can pick at. So at the moment, while the group is small, just leave them in here while I'm milking those other cows. They'll just have a bite and they had a bite this morning after milking while they were waiting to go out. So it's not a huge amount, but it's still a little bit. Maybe when the group gets bigger, I might just like throw a ring feeder out with a bale in it that the cows can pick on their way out. And that way, if they have the choice, those who are calved a good while and are well transitioned onto grass, they probably won't even bother with the silage. But those who are only calved a week or so, they probably will appreciate just a little bit of a bite. So that group there are getting bale silage. They're bales that were made last year, just surplus paddocks, went a little bit strong. We had enough grass, so we just took them out and baled them. It's really high quality stuff. So we just feed that to the milking cows. The rest of the cows are getting the main pit silage. I didn't test it. I don't usually test silage. Tested the pit ones before, one of the good quality pits, and it was up. Sorry, water on my camera. I think it was up around 80. Was it? 80 DMD, 78, 80. It was pretty high, like it was really good stuff. But it was for milking cows. I don't usually really bother to test it. Probably should, but I never really bother. Good. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So this is a heifer. There's 2 heifers and 1 cow. So this is the first time being milked. So it's probably a very strange sensation. Easy, 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 easy. Relax. Relax. So it probably just feels very weird for them, and they're not used to it. Most heifers will just cop it after the first milking or second milking. They'll get used to it then. Some of them might take longer. Most of them are fine. Like, look at this, in fairness now. You know, for the first time, they're doing very good. So we trim their tails so that there's less muck around the udder. The hair gets quite long, gathers up dirt, and then they're waving that about, splats dirt on the other. More bacteria around there, increased chance of mastitis. Plus, it's not nice to milk when they have a dirty tail. Right, next thing you do is you want to put the tape on to correspond what day they're clear to go to the tank. So the heifers, obviously first time milking, they didn't get any antibiotic dry cow treatment. So at the moment they have no withdrawal on their milk, but we are going to dose them for worms and fluke. So there's a 2.5 day withdrawal on that. So we'll put a tape to match up for that. This cow, we'll have to see what her number is. She's 3431. So you look over in the list here. This is most of the cows would have got a dry cow treatment. So 3431 is up at the top there. Yeah. So that means she has a 4 day withdrawal. If they were on this list, there's only a few cows, they got an extra bovie clocks extra. That means that they have a 6 day withdrawal. And if they're not on the list, it means that they didn't get dry cow treatment. So they're same as the heifer. So then we can look at our colour sheet here to do the days. So today is the 4th, which means it's yellow. So if they're on this list, they have a 5 day withdrawal. So that means they get today's colour. So today is 1 day withdrawal. So she'll be clear on the 8th. So she gets a yellow as well. And the heifers is a 2.5 day withdrawal, but they're only getting dosed now. So tomorrow will be the first day. So I'm going to go 3 days ahead. So I give them yesterday's colour, which would mean they're clear on the 7th, which was green. So green tape for the 2 heifers and yellow tape for the cow. So I'm not sure if you think the system is complicated or simple, but back before when we did blanket dry cow, every cow was the 4 days. So you just put on today's colour, and heifers didn't have a withdrawal, so they just went back. They went into the tank then pretty much after a day or two. So it was probably simpler, but now things have changed. We have selective dry cows, so not all the cows are getting tubes, which means cows don't have as long as the withdrawal. We started using the extra tube on those who had the younger cows who had a higher cell count at the end of lactation, which means they'll have a longer withdrawal. And then because we're dosing, it means everybody has some sort of withdrawal, the heifers and the sealer only cows. So it was a very simple system that has got slightly more complicated, but I feel like we've adapted it well. So the way it's working here is working pretty good. The important thing is when these lists are up here on the wall, really easy to see, it makes it very simple. If you gotta go looking through a notebook or your phone, that'll take a while. Next up on the to-do list is we got to test the milk. So the milk is in the bucket here, in the colostrum. This is the first milk now. So we're going to test each of them. So we got a refractometer here. This is our refractometer. Just take a sample of it. And we gotta look through it. Ideally using the light. So that is good. We wanted over 22. So that's good colostrum. So we test the colostrum from every cow. Every single one. It's milked into a bucket. It's tested. It is put into another bucket, as you will see now. And we will write on the bucket what it is and the date it was taken. It'll be put in the fridge and it'll probably be used up within the day for the next calf that is born. So we don't feed the colostrum from the cow to its own calf, mainly because it takes too long to go and milk the cow and bring the colostrum to her. We want to get the colostrum in within the first hour, ideally, straight away, as soon as we possibly can, because with people, with humans, your antibodies are passed from your mother to the child while they're in the womb. Cows is different. Their antibodies pass through the colostrum. So basically a calf is born with no immunity. And this is full of antibodies It's full of lots of important nutrients to get the calf going. It's the most crucial thing in a cow's entire life, is that first couple of hours you get 3 litres of this into them, or 8% of their body weight if it's very small or a big calf. Generally 3 litres. Bro, it's 3 litres of colostrum within the first 2 hours of life, and it's the first milk from the cow. So we test them all to make sure that we're giving the best quality to the calves. If it's poor quality, we'll give it to them for their second feed or something. We'll make sure that all of the calves get good quality. Doesn't matter what calf it is, whether it's dairy, beef, male, female, doesn't matter what time of the day it's born, whether it's at 12 o'clock in the day or 3 o'clock in the morning, they gotta get it within the first couple of hours. So Dad, Padraig, he does the night shift. We have cameras, so he can keep an eye on the cameras, get up every couple of hours, check the cameras, and if there's calves outside after being born, he'll go out and make sure they're fed. We don't rely on the calf sucking from the cow. We want to make sure that they get all the colostrum that they need, and that's good quality. So we'll bottle feed them. If they won't drink it, we'll stomach tube it. Make sure it gets in. So we just use these buckets that the dry cow tubes and your sealers and stuff come in for dry off in the autumn. We use them then in the spring. So if it's got a brown lid and yellow tape on it, it means it's for colostrum. If it's got a green lid and green and yellow tape on it, it means it's second milk. Their second feeding will be either second milking from a cow, or else it'll be poor quality colostrum. I don't think it's a percentage, but we write percentage anyway. It's not, but everyone knows what it means anyway. There we go, all in the fridge. We got some snacks, yogurts and frubes, just in case you're running late for breakfast or dinner. Keep me going. Starting to get pretty dark there now, but last thing to do is give these 3 girls their dose. That's all for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave your thoughts in the comment below. If you want to see more of my videos, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.